mean, I've been here 2.5 years with him, and he hasn't missed a single game. So he's as tough as they come, and I know he's doing anything and everything he can right now to be ready to play. And I mean, that's still very likely that he plays this week. So.
How comfortable are you if you have to start?
Very comfortable. I mean, it's my 7th year in the league. I started a handful of games, and I have a real good feel with the group of guys and everything, and the plays and all that stuff. So, yeah.
How much does the quick turnaround for this being a Thursday game as opposed to a Sunday game, A, change preparation in general, but B, Trevor's recovery?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, especially being on a short week. Getting dinged up on a short week is tough, and then also, getting reps is tough too, because we were not really doing anything full speed. Almost everything is walk through, jog through tempo. So, not getting all the reps full speed is different for sure. But I think it helps guys. That's what you have to do on short weeks. You have to help guys get their bodies back. You can't do much full speed. So,
if you get the call, how much easier is it this way, where you get a week full of practice, than if you get the call during the middle of a game?
Yeah, I mean, I'd much rather it this way, that's for sure, where you get to take the reps with the first team and all that stuff, rather than being thrown in there in the middle of a game. But that's the job description of being a backup quarterback in the NFL. You got to be ready to start a game. You got to be ready to be thrown in there into action anytime. So, yeah.
How has this offense evolved from the last time that you got into a game? Not just in the fourth quarter, but I think it would have been
Houston was the last real. I mean, Houston last year,
right. And
then obviously this past year I played like 3 snaps or whatever. But it's different. I think we're finally getting a groove for the guys. We're getting in the rhythm and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, but the Saints defense, they've got a really good defense. They've had a great defense for the last several years. So we've got our hands full with them. But we just got to go out and execute the best we can.
Is being a backup one of the toughest jobs in the league, just because you can do all this preparation and stuff and then not play?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of the toughest jobs in the league, but also one of the best jobs in the league. I think it's one of the best jobs in the world. It's tough because you got to do all the stuff mentally that the starter does, and you have to be ready to go in there if your number's called, all that stuff. But at the same time, as far as the getting ready on a game day, the stress of I'm starting or Trevor's starting, the starter takes on all that extra stuff and all the media, all the outside stuff. Like the backup, you don't have to deal with all the media, all the stuff going on outside. You just got to do your job and be ready, if your number's called. So.
You've been in that building before, right, with San Francisco, or no?
With San Francisco, yeah. Oh, the Superdome, yeah. Oh, yeah. It was the loudest place I've ever been. College and everything. I mean, we played them the year we went to the Super Bowl. San Francisco, we were 9-1, 10-1, something like that. We were really good, and they were really good. It was kind of a big game late in the year for the NFC top spot, and it was loud. Yeah.
So you try and brace some of these guys about that?
Yeah.
Never been.
Yeah. I mean, guys know. I mean, we got enough veteran guys on the team with our coaching staff and everything. They know how loud it is. It's New Orleans, the primetime game. It's going to be loud, and that's how a lot of places are. You just got to be able to handle the noise and just be calm in the noise, and that's kind of what we've been saying.
After each win, just erasing that last win and restarting and doing it all over again. You can't get complacent in this league. This is a week-to-week league, and you really have to come out here and show, you can do it every Sunday. No one really cares about what you did last week. Like, I understand we went, last 3 weeks on a winning streak, but we got to go get game 4 right now.
What do the Saints offer as far as, your defensive perspective, as far as their talent, as far as receivers?
Yeah, they got a lot of talent over there. They got, some speedy guys that can really stretch you downfield. They got some guys that can hit you underneath, 13, 22 more of a down-the-field guy, 12 is a down-the-field guy. They got a quarterback, he goes through all his reads. And they got a pretty good set of tight ends. You got number 7. I don't know if 83 is playing, but he's also create some matchups for linebackers and safeties because he was a former wide receiver.
So you're not gonna shout out Jimmy Graham?
Oh yeah, definitely Jimmy Graham. You got Miami guy, so definitely Jimmy Graham, big red zone threat, and he's still playing at a high level to me.
You like Thursday night games?
I love any prime time game. I like any games, but prime time games are just those are the games you can really be able to put your game out on display for, everybody's watching those games. And, I always say, bring your best game to those primetime games.
Will it be difficult at all?
It can present some challenges, but, I've done this before. I played on Thursday nights before, so I understand what it means, the preparation means mentally and also physically, so we just have to take those steps.
Next man up mentality. We've been kind of doing that all year. A lot of us been going down, but if T-Law can't go, I guess, CJ, let's ride.
Ridley versus Lattimore, how good of a matchup has that been in the past?
It's been a really good matchup. Lattimore, definitely one of the best corners. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely one of the best. Definitely one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Just overall great corner. Honestly.
What does he do that's so special that makes him one of the best?
He plays man. He follows, good receivers. He plays at the line. A guy who goes out there and will follow the good receivers and try his best to lock them down. So hats off to him. A lot of respect for him.
But you've gotten your share of plays against him over.
Yeah, he got his share of plays against me too.
Hey, Calvin, you're no stranger to playing in New Orleans, obviously. What, if anything, do you remember about just the environment of playing against them in that stadium?
It's a very energized game. Nice stadium. The fans are into it. I think on the road game, we're gonna see our best come out because it's a great atmosphere.
Do you feel like the offense is sort of finally getting to its groove, getting in stride?
We played. We scored some points on the last two games. I definitely think we could be better. Scored a good amount of points. I think we can score more. But we're getting there.
Kind of talking about you guys making those plays, obviously. Can you sort of appreciate just the amount of, big time plays? It seems like you guys are kind of the buzz. Maybe not like in the media, but it seems like every week you guys have some big, breakout plays. Is that something you guys can appreciate in here?
Anything to help the team win. We're trying to get 5-2, 6-2, 7. We're trying to win all the games we can. Big plays help us get wins. So for sure.
How's a short week? What kind of challenges is that?
You sore? We just played a game. What it is? Tuesday? We just played a game Sunday. But, that's what we do. We'll be ready for Thursday. Coach has a great game plan for us, great schedule for us, getting us loose and ready to go. So we'll be all right.
This past Sunday, how would you evaluate your performance this past Sunday against the Colts?
It was pretty decent. I had a couple errors, but it was pretty good to me.
How much, is there somebody you've really leaned on as you've grown as a player here in Jacksonville?
Darius Williams and Tyson Campbell, the older guys, I always pick their brains and anything I need, so those guys.
Darius and Cisco, there's 8 players in the National Football League that have 3 picks, and they're 2 of them. What does that mean to this DB group?
It means a lot. Those are the leaders, and they set the tempo every day. They set the tone. So we lean on those guys to set the tone, and those are our leaders.
What's the biggest area of your game that's grown since you got here?
Definitely just using my length and just knowing football. It ain't nothing new. So just doing what I'm supposed to do.
Is it particular coverage that maybe, like, I know Deshae has said you're a film rat. You're always looking at film.
Yeah, just seeing what the receivers trying to do, like in different splits and stuff like that. So just learning the receiver what they like to do and just using my tools to win victory.
How much better of a player are you now than you were when you got here?
I'm very much a different player. I'm playing faster. I'm seeing what the offense trying to do, and just I took a lot in last year, so it definitely helped me, and I'm a different player this year.
Does it help at all that late last year CJ was doing a lot of the throwing in practice with you guys while Trevor was dealing with his injury late last season?
I think it all, the more reps you can get, the better. And we have a lot of reps banked up with him, and they do a good job of, throughout the year just, getting reps from everybody. So, like I said, we trust him, if his number's called.
Hey, Christian, we talked a lot about the playmakers that you guys have on the team. It seems that over the recent weeks, those impactful, explosive plays have been increasing. The frequency. Can you just speak to what the reason for that may be?
I think we're just, starting to execute how we're supposed to execute. Guys are really honing in on their job and their job alone. And, if we can get all 11 to be their best personally, then, I think the offense flows and is able to, start operating at the level that we are. So, it's been good to see. Still have a lot of room for improvement, but we're on the right track.
of course, that's internally you guys always knew that was there. But just from the standpoint of sort of external, obviously seeing you guys are sort of being labeled as like an explosive playmaking team. Is that something you guys can appreciate from the outside?
Yeah, but I think it's our standard, obviously we know that, we have the guys in our room and in our offense to be able to make explosive plays, and so we expect that, week in and week out, and, we want to go out there every Sunday and put that product out there.
Sort of a random off-the-wall question for you a little bit, but I'm sure you've heard about the flag football getting into the Olympics. That's something that you're obviously interested in watching, and just what are your thoughts?
No, I think it's great. Anytime the game of football can be, spread at a level like that, that's, worldwide. I think it's awesome. We're just growing the game year by year, and the fact that, they'll have the opportunity to go out to play in the Olympics, I think is amazing. So really excited to see, how it all plays out, and I'll definitely be tuned in.
Christian, you talk about communication and going in the Superdome. Just talk about playing in the Superdome and maybe nonverbal communication that you'll have to have, deal with that crowd.
Yeah, I think it'll be important for us. We've been practicing silent cadence all week, so it'll be big. Guys got to stay in the huddle, make sure you hear the whole call, and make sure that we're communicating. I think we do a good job in general doing that, but especially when we go into a hostile environment like that, we're gonna have to be on point.
What kind of challenges does a short week bring? What does it change for you?
I think it kind of like I mentioned before, the challenge is getting your body back right, making sure that you're at the best that you can be going into Thursday night. The mental reps, you're kind of cramming in some film study and whatnot into really 2 days. So you just have to sacrifice a little bit of time, sacrifice time, stay here a little later and whatnot, but it's a short week. The game comes up quick. So, guys like us, the veterans, are able to, kind of show the young guys the way and just be able to rely on what we've learned in the past.
Have you matched up with Lattimore before?
I played against Saints once, gone against him a couple of times, but obviously a top-tier corner in the league that has been doing it at a really high level for a long time. So, whenever the matchup opportunity presents themselves, I know we're all going to have to be on our A game.
Does he usually avoid the slot? Does he usually stay outside?
There's certain things to where he'll either align on the slot based off of motion, stacks and bunches and whatnot. So I know Preston Doug will do a good job of being able to create some mismatches and try to get us in the best position to go out there and take advantage of some of the things that they do.
How much comfort does it bring you in the receiving corps that C.J. Beathard not be some first or second year guy who's never been in it? I mean, he started 12 games. Just the familiarity, just knowing he'll handle his business.
Yeah, I sat on the other side of the sideline during one of CJ's starts when he was in San Fran, and he picked us apart. So I saw it firsthand. So I know he can do it at a high level. He's a vet. He's done it in the league for a long time. So we definitely have all the utmost trust in him.
How important is it to try and make sure those complete games, that level of perfection comes late in the year?
We want it to come every single Sunday or Thursday, whatever it is. It's just important that we're clicking at the right time, and if we're playing complementary football in all three phases, that's the most beautiful thing.
What's been the, obviously not playing, of course, but that aside, what's been the hardest part of, sort of watching the way this offense has been taken off?
I think just selfishly not being able to be out there, loving the game and caring for the game and caring for my teammates. But I think it's just going through the preparation all week and working, and then you kind of get around game time and you try to evaluate and what's best for you, what's best for the team, and then having to watch. But I think what it's allowed me to do is just be supportive and find new avenues of how to be a better teammate and helping guys and just seeing the game from a different point of view, being able to hear the calls and listening. I think it's helped me tremendously.
Even though you're not on the field, you got to be able to appreciate the way that these explosive and impactful plays have been increasing in frequency over the past few weeks, right?
Yeah, it's awesome, man. And just watching this team excel and watching Calvin and Christian and Evan and even Travis, touching the ball. So very excited for them and the direction that this offense is heading. And we're finally seeing, who we are and, looking forward to Thursday.
Doug, we heard Doug on the video post-game locker room call you like you were his Zen guy.
Oh, yeah.
What does that mean? What are you trying to bring to this team when you're not on the field?
We had a conversation just about the team as a whole, and we were kind of just bouncing ideas and thoughts off of each other and just trying to put things in perspective.
I know his role and what he does a great job at is trying to manage everyone. And, you know, sometimes it's nice to have someone check on you and ask you how you're doing. So I think that's all I just provided. But I care for him. He cares for this team, and it's a cohesive unit.
When I say C.J. Beathard, you say?
He's ready. He's ready.
Yeah. Do you think after today, at this point, obviously, we're still, you're still waiting out?
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, hopefully 1-6 is ready to go. But it sucks being a short week. But he's feeling better, and hopefully he is ready to go. But 3 prepares every single week like he's starting, even when Trevor's healthy. So I'm excited if he does get the opportunity. Excited to go to war with him for sure.
How would you describe his game?
Gunslinger, savvy, smart. He's a veteran. He's seen a lot. He's played in big games. He's won big games. He's been in the winning culture too. He had his stint in San Fran, so he knows how to win. He knows how to be aggressive on the field and also be smart and lead offense. So he's definitely built for it.
What have you sort of conversations, knowing you're pretty close with 16? What sort of conversations have you guys had the last few days?
I'm just checking up on him. I've had a couple of MCLs, so I kind of know what he's going through. Just kind of supporting him and making sure he's okay. And he's a strong dude. He's young. They heal fast. These young kids heal fast nowadays. So just making sure he's good, just keeping his spirits up.
New Orleans, you played there with the Giants?
Yeah. Played there 21. It's a great place to play. Really loud. It's a dome, so it rings a little more. And they have a great fan base that's passionate too. So it's gonna be a cool atmosphere in prime time. Don't get any better than that. So it'll be a great opportunity for us to go out and make some plays.
Not that I think you guys are paying attention to Vegas at all, but you guys are underdogs according to the sports books going into this week. Do you think this group, not that you're paying attention to that, but when people doubt you, do you think this group plays better?
Honestly, we don't think about none of that. I'm definitely surprised that we're underdogs, but I don't think I've ever had any conversation about what people think or what predictions say or this and that. We don't pay any attention to that. We're locked in here, but definitely like being underdogs. We'll go handle business.
What's the key to a short week?
Just being a pro in every aspect of the week, taking care of your body, getting in the playbook, learning the game plan, and finding ways to make everything game-like. You obviously don't get a real full-speed practice. You don't get to kind of go through live and get the live look. So you got to put yourself in those situations mentally and physically as much as possible because the short week makes it challenging.
I know last year we talked about it a couple of times on the national games where you get that audience and a chance to show everybody what the Jaguars are about. How much do you still feel like you have to take advantage of those opportunities to show the world what this team is?
I mean, once we get in the game, that kind of all turns off. But it is cool. It's just Jacksonville and this franchise and this team being on the national stage. I don't think they've been on a lot the past few years. So for us to even get the recognition and the go-ahead to be under the lights, it's special, and we definitely don't take it lightly. We have a lot to prove to ourselves, and we have a mission for this season, and so it's just the next one. But the lights will definitely be a little bit brighter.
Does this week being the short week, do you like Thursday night football games? I mean.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on how you come out of the Sunday prior.
A little easier when you're coming off a win.
Yeah, obviously a win, but even your body. I came out Sunday. I came out pretty clean, so physically it's been pretty smooth getting ready for this game. But I've had fair share of Sundays, bumps, bruises, sores everywhere, and trying to rally that and get that going. For the quick turnaround is tough. So you can probably go around and ask multiple guys. Some guys feel good, some guys are hurting from Sunday, but about Thursday night, the atmosphere, the adrenaline be rushing, we'll all be good.
I guess last week we were talking about how it was coming back from London, and if there was jet lag, now it's the short week.
Yeah.
But you're closing in on that bye week. You kind of get a mini bye-ish thing after the Thursday night game. How much does that help this time of year, where you got this short week, but you get a little bit of extra rest right on the back end of it?
Honestly, the mini bye sucks without a win. So you go into this short week. Obviously, you get a break at the end of it, but you got to win to really enjoy that. So that's the mission. We're doing everything we can to prepare and be ready, so we can get a win and get a nice little weekend.
A lot of vets on the Saints defense. What have you guys seen out of there?
Yeah, like you said, that veteran presence is big. They have a lot. They fly around. They're real physical. Their front is really strong, really big. It's going to be a real physical game. That's another tough part. A quick turnaround, playing on a Thursday, playing against probably one of the most physical teams we've seen all year. So they fly around. They're smart. They've been in that system for a while, so they know their role. And they're feisty too. You turn on the tape. They're all flying around. They're playing with energy. So we're going to have our work cut out for us.
How much comfort does it bring you and the receiving corps that if CJ were to have to play in the game, you got a veteran guy who's made 12 starts in the league. He's not some guy coming in off the bench making his first start.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said earlier, CJ, prepares. Even when Trevor's healthy, he prepares every week like he's playing. Everybody, we throw balls, we catch balls from all the quarterbacks. So it's not really that much different. It's just, he possibly can really get the nod. So we have all the confidence in the world in CJ, and he's been a good player in this league. He's here for a reason. So we're excited about it.
We talked about last week just the idea of stopping a run and what it means. It just continues week after week after week, and it's a relentless thing from this defense, right?
Yeah, that's something that we take pride in, just being physical, being relentless, and we feel like if we do those two things, then we'll get the outcome that we want at the end for our defensive goals.
So what is the biggest challenge about the Saints offense? What do they bring to the table, and what do you expect to see on the offensive line especially?
Me personally, I definitely have to say that they're one of those old school teams. Like they're going to give you some run. They're going to mix it up a little bit with pass as well. So I mean, just play true to our game, and you know what I'm saying. Don't try to force anything, or we just go out there and do what we need to do.
They've got Kamara, they got Taysom Hill, they got receivers obviously, but those first two guys with Kamara moving around all over the place. What's the idea on him? You just got to figure out where he's going to be, or what?
Like I said, they're more one of those teams that's going to do some of everything. With Kamara, he's one of those guys that can go out and catch passes. He's one of those guys that want to get downhill and run the ball as well. So, like I say, as long as we just play what we're assigned to, what our coordinator calls, and then we'll be perfect. We'll be fine.
3-game win streak. What's been the biggest key to that streak for this team as a whole? What has brought you guys over the top?
I have to say, just coming with the same energy every week, not having a drop off. We all on the same page. We want to just continue to carry the energy that we have, and want to continue to grow, carry that the whole season.